Welcome to the Merakairos Report podcast, the official podcast of the Merakairos ecosystem. Here we keep you connected to what's happening inside the MK Lab, introduce you to the makers building throughout the MK Makers Network, and explore the trends shaping the future of podcasting, content, and mission-driven brands. Enjoy the show. Good morning and welcome to the Merakairos Report. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. This is the second episode of the show. We have a couple of cool updates and insights to share. But first, happy belated Father's Day to all the amazing fathers and men out there. It was Father's Day on Sunday, this past Sunday. So we just want to recognize and celebrate all the amazing men who are putting in work daily to provide for their families. You are seen, you are appreciated. Also to the fathers who have lost a child, and to the men who have stepped up in the fatherly role.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What did we do on Father's Day?
Father's Day, we went to church. Shout out Torrey Pines Church. Amazing church led by another amazing father, Pastor Mingo. Got a great, really just real message, no sugarcoating, just really speaking to the men, like, you are to lead, you are to train, you have the responsibility, and that's been something that's been resonating a lot lately, to just stay steady, and to lead by example and by my actions. And so, really appreciated that message. And then we went over to La Jolla Shores. After that, had a nice cookout with the Hmonglans, the family that I grew up with since the Sandbox days. And we were able to have good barbecue.
Enjoy the sun.
Great sun.
Enjoy San Diego for what it is.
One of the 4 microclimates.
We'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
No, still recovering from the sunburn. So I'm all burnt here.
And then we just hung out and chilled and went home and relaxed even more. Just tried to take it easy as much as we could.
That's good.
Yeah.
Last week we also had the MK Lab grand opening and our brand builders mixer. So not only did we get to formally introduce the studio and all of our new sets that we had mentioned last episode, but we also launched the MK Makers Network, right? It was really cool to see a lot of familiar faces. So we had the arts commissioner of San Diego, founder of Black Lotus Tattoo Shop, and artist Dennis Dizzy Doan, and his wife Lori, who is also a founder of businesses. She's an advocate and mentor. She was recently voted San Diego's Magazine Nonprofit Rising Star of 2025.
Yep.
Lauren Garces of Social Artistry.
Love Lauren.
Yeah. I just took her portrait last week too, so that's pretty fun.
She's the one that puts on like December nights here in San Diego, like just crazy event coordinator, just off the charts. That.
The correct term is creative citywide event producer. So you'll see her events that she throws and coordinates is December nights. The USD Founders Gala held at Petco with all of the
AAPI
Padres team. And then the AAPI events throughout San Diego. So I think you'll see her stuff at like Convoy District and just kind of everywhere. She's everywhere. She's everywhere.
Yeah. Holding it down for San Diego. We also had Jet Bundit-Wong, a longtime member here at the MK Lab. He has the Personal Side of Business podcast, and was really, really excited to see Brandon, Romel, and Michelle, which is kind of like the overall advisory committee and project management and everything, kind of spearheading the Epicenter, which is the mostly teen center from like 3 to 7 that's getting built back up. They're going to be doing some amazing programming out of there, and possibly the MK Lab and the makers could be another contributing factor to the success of hopefully the teens and the overall community that we have here in Mira Mesa to build with, because I grew up going to the Epicenter. And then long story short, ended up closing down about 10 years ago. And then it's just coming back to life now. And so...
Yeah, we've been watching the build this whole past year. And I've never been in there. 2 years, yeah. I've never been in there, so I have no idea what it looks like. I've only seen the outside of it. I just know that they used to host concerts there.
So that was like towards the tail end, but there was like a lot of teen events growing up there. And then they started leveraging it more of like a music venue. And that's when it started to like go downhill, because you'd had these people come in and drinking and smoking and trashing, you know, in the parking lot and things like that. But we had like Wiz Khalifa before he became like the big Wiz Khalifa that he is. We had Mac Miller. We had just some really big, you know, opportunities and artists that came through before they made like their rise to fandom.
Got it.
Yeah. We also had a bunch of amazing creators in the house. Shout out Jesse, Aparte Crystal Studios, Preki of Valentine Studios, Frank Judah of Content for Legacy, Arneson Studios, Arneson Studios, and Ian Dollinger.
Well, Ian's a creative writer, author, and also like a carpenter.
Yes.
He is a woodworker. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to, was it the Ark and Kin coffee shop here in Scripps Ranch, he did all the tables over there.
Yep.
And then we also had some amazing new faces come through from Threads post that I put out, The Power of Social Media.
And they just wanted to check it out. So there was an event planner that came, a couple photographers, videographers who wanted to see the studio. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, what made this mixer, this brand builders mixer, and every mixer that we host moving forward is the different types of people with different backgrounds, different professions, all in the room.
Ranging from founders to brands to creative leaders to strategists. And really that's just what is the genetic makeup of the makers that we have. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, they might not normally cross, or, you know, there's always these events and it's always like one or the other, right? But now you have them in the same room, and hopefully it could be connection and collaboration, more opportunity, you know, building together, right? I think there is a room and there is a space for both kinds of
the typical standard creative versus the business creative that builds businesses and invests in different opportunities, right? Yeah.
So us.
Yeah, exactly.
The us.
Right? Like if I can marry a creative, a natural born creative in Steph, then, and make this happen, make this work, you know, then it can work. It can work. And we're here for life. So yeah. Where can people sign up to become a member of the Makers? Do they just go to the website?
They can actually go to our website, join through our events list. So they can get all of our emails and updates. And then if they'd like to go ahead and buy a membership, which I'll go ahead and share what the memberships are like. We do, in our memberships, we have different tiers, but all of them will come with membership access. So they will get to learn about one another. Then we have a ticket to our monthly networking event. So just like the networking event that we've had recently this month, next month we'll also have that another event for people to come and talk to one another in person and just enjoy the time there. But we'll have that every month. So in your membership, you'll already get access to that. Then we'll also have co-working and collaborative days. So that is utilizing the studio, but it's not for yourself. It's for you to get that content piece, to have those conversations in the studio with another member, right?
And to just align opportunities, right? I think one of the big things is that we want to build meaningful relationships, right? And hopefully those relationships turn into a level of alignment And then that alignment then builds and fosters into collaboration and partnerships. And so that it's not just a let me continue to build on my own type of thing, but we want to be able to really bridge this gap for our community to be able to like have the photographer that's a part of our community get some referral work done or whatever the case may be, or partnership with, say, the real estate developer that's a part of our community. Or, you know, a real use case would be someone like Ryan Smith that does SBA, you know, loans and gets real estate investment properties and things like that. Now we have photographers, videographers, whatever the case may be, woodworkers that can assist in their processes, right? We equip all of the makers that we have within our ecosystem with all of the tools and resources that we have available to us. One of those being our CRM hosting platform that's really a fully robust marketing suite. You can do email marketing, build websites, funnels, SMS text, really the whole nine that you would need from a SMB perspective directly on our Soda Harvest platform. We also offer studio time as a part of your packages. So whether you are a photographer looking to just have the studio access, or a video agency that just needs the studio access, don't need studio recording equipment because you already have that stuff and you just need the professional environment to do it in, we have memberships built catered just for that. We also have memberships that include studio recording and studio recording plus editing, and studio recording plus editing plus short form clipping, so that you can get the whole nine kind of in between that best fits what you need it for. We just want to be able to provide all of the tools and resources extremely accessible to you and how you need it. So we have all of that. And then also we have discounted rates on future events. We're going to be hosting like private dinners and really getting out and doing live. So even like, I don't know, fun activities like say pickleball days or something like that. We'll have those types of opportunities available to stay connected, kind of beyond the four walls of what we have in the MK Lab, and even going and venturing into different event venues as we start to scale up in the amount of members that we have. We'll also have merchandise available and packages and bundles that are going to be on discounted rates, and just studio recording and studio rental time, or even if you wanted to host your own events, those will be on discounted rates as well through our membership. So, yeah.
Speaking of events, what event do we have coming up?
Yeah, so we have the MK Lab No Ambition Tile Club collaboration, which is No Ambition Tile Club is a nonprofit based here in San Diego. It's a community for beginner level people to just come together, connect, and have fun and be able to play mahjong. This is an opportunity to get in a space and an environment that's no pressure. From what I hear, that typically in like the AAPI communities, you may have your Lolos and Lolas and aunties and uncles or grandmas that may take this game to the extreme, and maybe they don't allow you space at the table when they're playing. And so this is an opportunity for maybe those people that have been trying to approach the game of mahjong for years, or just starting for the first time, but they need that kind of beginner level access to the table. And their motto is pretty simple. It's no ambition, no points, no betting, no pressure, just good games, good people, and a shared table. We're going to be hosting this event from 1 to 4 this upcoming Saturday, June 27th. Tickets are $15. We're going to have Boo Boys, which is also the owner of Arneson Studios, popping up. There's going to be about 6 tables, I believe. And yeah, it's just an opportunity for you to come and get in the room, get at the table, meet some cool people. And we're also going to be having Drink Este.
Este.
Yeah, Drink Este, which is a traditional Japanese tea company where they partner with local Japanese tea growers and whatnot. I'm not too sure about everything of their processes, but yeah, going to be having some really good Japanese traditional tea.
Yeah, so this event is a fundraising event in efforts to support the recovery and the rebuild of the MK Lab from our recent break-in. So it was really nice that No Ambition, Golden Guide, and Boodle Fight SD came with just straight up like support, heart, just and willingness, ready to give. And so when we met up, that was beautiful. So thank you to them. And then all 100% of the ticket sales do go towards the studio. And then a percentage of the sales from those vendors will also go to the studio. So even if you don't want to play, you can come as a spectator. That is free, but highly encouraged to support the vendors that are there as well. So that'd be pretty cool. But if you'd like to come and join us, support and learn, there are 2 ways that you can get your ticket. So one way is you can go to No Ambition's Instagram. Go ahead and give them a follow, but also click the link onto their website and they'll have all their upcoming events and you'll see ours there. Down below in our description, you can click the link and it'll take you directly to check out a ticket. But yeah, moving on, we have a couple interesting moments worth mentioning in the world of podcasts.
Ooh. Yeah. One of the ones is that we had Chef Claudia Sandoval of Bitefully Podcasts, produced by Emmett Gurley Pods. Chef Claudia was the award-winning chef. Yes, Chef Claudia Sandoval is an award-winning chef, author, and the first Latina winner of MasterChef US with Gordon Ramsay, season 6, I believe. And through Bitefully, she is going to be exploring how food shapes memory, identity, family, and belonging. A few of the cultural voices that she's already had on the podcast is Chicken Charlie's, of the most famously known for the SD County Fair and the deep fried Oreo. Anything you want to expand on that?
I mean, I think he's embedded into the Del Mar Fair or the SD County Fair. His business is embedded into the thread of that fair. It's like you're always going to see him and recognize his branding. You're going to recognize his foods, even if you never eaten there before or you've never tried any meal. You'll always see where he's set up. It's usually a yellow truck. Well, I think it's a truck now. Is it a truck? It's a yellow setup, and then you have your flashing red lights, and it's like 25 feet tall and bunch of great food. So yeah, you'll see the deep fried Oreo. But he also had some locations out here in San Diego, or he has one, Poway. He had one in Claremont.
Now he just has the Poway location.
Yeah, but he's very pleasant. He's so kind, and it was cool having them both come to the studio and learning a little bit more about Charlie's Chicken. His kids were also great.
And then we also had Chef Duval, which was a U.S. Marine retired veteran, Hua, and chef at Ranch 45, which is located in Solana Beach. He's also the brand ambassador of ChefWorks. If you want to learn more about Bitefully and Chef Claudia, make sure you go check out Bitefully Pod over there on Instagram and all streaming platforms. And yeah, a couple of other things kind of worth mentioning in the world right now is that the podcast industry has officially become the video podcast industry. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so YouTube remains the dominant discovery platform for podcasts. We're seeing more success, massive success with visualized podcasts. So that's video rather than just audio.
Mm-hmm.
So people are tuning in for the video. And I think a big component from, I guess, my own logic or reasoning is not only are there more opportunities for ad placements, but people like to see things. They like to see the reaction. They like to see how people are talking to each other, the environment that surrounds them, and then from that, I think it just continues to build more trust into the brand, into the people who are speaking. And even Netflix has adopted that. So if you go onto the Netflix platform, you will see that they're hosting podcasts, right? And so now in this world of podcasts, with all these different streaming platforms who are vying for attention of, I need to now host podcasts on this platform that's showing that it's like Netflix. I'm not sure about Hulu or...
I think it's just Netflix at the moment, but I wouldn't doubt that the other streaming platforms start to come around to hosting video podcasts through their platforms. Shout out Buzzsprout, one of the big distribution companies that we used for some time, now accepts video podcasts directly to Spotify, directly to Apple, and like pretty much one simple click. And so I think the biggest thing to take away from this is to stop thinking about launching a podcast for your brand, for your business, for your company, and to start thinking about launching a media property, right? Like these are all an opportunity for you to get in front of your ideal target audience, which a lot of other brands and businesses and creators have already started to take advantage of, because it's one of the most underutilized and really cheap ways to kind of get in front of your customers. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I used to think of podcasts regarding content. I used to think podcasts as like your low hanging fruit because it's just so easy to get started. But I think it's one of those necessary branches, that you need to have. I think any business needs to have nowadays. Like it is a staple within your whole presence to build that trust, to reach different people, and then also cultivate and nurture the audience who are actually tuning in.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the biggest kind of stories that just went out last week, is that one of the biggest creators in this economy, which is Stephen Bartlett, the host of Diary of a CEO, just put out through Flight Story, which is his production company, that they're actively looking for a membership strategy around how to build out subscriptions and direct owned audience through the Diary of a CEO, right? So one of the things that has been kind of used in modeling with podcasts in prior environments is that you had an audience through your podcasts, right? People would listen in, people would download the podcast, right? And then you just feed them some ads, and then you might get some kickbacks from your ads, or you would set up some form of like affiliate marketing, affiliate links, and then, you would go and get paid off of your affiliates. But now you have your audience that you can cultivate through said podcast, through YouTube, video contents, Instagram, etc. All really omnipresently if you have the capacity for it, or if you have a team behind you that can support that, and you build a community around that. And then from that community, you start to develop the memberships, then you can create events, and then you can now sell D2C or even B2B for said products or services that you have to offer. And so my question for you is, would you rather have 1,000 listeners or 100 paying members?
100 paying members.
Right.
I mean, like, when you see streams and when you see views, like it looks great, right? But that's so misleading, because what if you get no sales from that, right? So you want the complete buy-in of say 100 people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who guarantees you $1, right? Versus like, oh, let me just see what you're doing over there. Oh, okay, cool. And then because all those views and all those followers,
it's really just vanity metrics.
It's vanity metrics, and they're all following you for different reasons. Some are to spy on you, or you know, some are to just look at what you're doing and then apply it to their own business. Not that they're a fan of you.
They're just window shopping.
Right. They're just window shopping.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. They're just window shopping. And that's the biggest thing is that we don't want window shoppers, because window shoppers don't generate you business, right? They aren't actually invested into you. They value the education or the resources, the tools that, say, you or your the guests that you bring onto your platform, onto your podcast provide, and then just like to Steph's point, just try to leverage it for themselves instead of investing back into you. But you're able to, when you have the paying members, now it is now your owned audience, right? So now you can get their emails, etc. Start forming community. Like I said, push those into memberships, push those into events, and create another layer of your value ladder that you can then offer them different products and services as time goes on.
Yeah, the creator economy is becoming more owned audience focused. This week, Bose announced a major push into original content, podcasts, YouTube events, and media production through Bose Studios. So this is interesting because an audio equipment company is investing in podcasts, shows, events, creator partnerships.
I think it's interesting because they're an audio first company that now are moving into video, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's the interesting part about it is that you have to, as a company, be willing and able to see the opportunities and then adapt to where things are heading, not stay stagnant to where you're currently at or even what you think that it should be, right? And so for Bose to be able to pivot and to introduce a level and a layer to their business of video content, being an audio first company, is really kind of like a telltale sign of where things are heading. But it's really good on their part that they're able to see it, right, and capitalize on it before it starts becoming crazy heavy and hard to get into. Right now, there's a lot of opportunity to get in kind of at ease. Like anyone can start a TikTok right now. Anyone can start an Instagram. Anyone can start a YouTube channel and blow up overnight. You know, like there is no boundaries to like outdo a brand like Bose just getting started with your iPhone. Yeah. Right nowadays. And so I think for industry forecasts, they're just continuing to show that podcasts and vodcasts ad revenue growing significantly through 2026, with video being the primary driver. And so a founder with a strong YouTube presence, a podcast, a vodcast that's posting consistent clips, turning those clips and the long form content into a newsletter, into LinkedIn articles, is becoming more valuable than many traditional media placements that you would typically have, right? And so with that being said, it's really not even the big brands and the large creators that are going to be winning in the next 3 to 5 years. It's really going to be the mid-tier creators that are going to be winning. People with a niche audience that have a strong community, that get tons of engagement across their channels, that become maybe a trusted expert, right, in their space, and they turn that expertise into authority and presence online. Those are the people that are going to be outperforming the largest of largest creators. You have people that can show up on, say, a Twitch, right? Or on a Whatnot, any of these live streaming capabilities platforms, and they're running like excuse me, crazier numbers than close to, say, like the Super Bowl or the NBA championship, right? We just had the NBA championship. Like, people could go live at any moment and have like almost as much publicity for a certain amount of time, right? Of people tuning into their live stream than like some of these people and brands that have been in the game for years, decades, you know? And so what does that mean for me, right? As a maker, as a creator, is that you don't need thousands of followers. You don't need celebrity status. You don't need viral content. You just need clear positioning, consistent content, audience ownership, and a conversion path or a value ladder, a clear customer journey for people to walk on, so that they can continue to grow with you and become an ambassador for you. So my question for you, Steph, is would you rather be famous to everyone or indispensable to a specific audience?
I think that's easy. I think it goes without saying that you want to be indispensable to my specific audience or to a specific audience, because I want to be able to push out my message, my products, or anything that I pretty much have my community forward without
friction.
Without friction, yeah.
Yeah. I think about like Taylor Swift, right? You have your Swifties, you know? And it's like anywhere in the world that Taylor Swift goes, a Swiftie is going to show up. You know, if she puts something out, like her Swifties get behind her. And that's like the same type of leverage that like really anyone can go and create.
If you found that you're ready to record at our studio, book us on www.themklab.co and view all of our booking options and sets that will best align with your brand. But here is an opportunity for you to be part of the movement. Like and subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform you are watching or listening to. And follow us on socials at the MK Lab and at MK Makers Network. You can also join the Merakairos Brand in Demand Roadmap at merakairos.com/roadmap. You can join the MK Makers Network event list for future updates on events. And all of this information will be listed in the show notes below. Anything else, Christian?
Nope. I think that's all for this episode. Thanks for being part of the Merakairos ecosystem and staying connected to what's happening inside the MK Lab and the MK Makers Network. I'm Christian.
And I'm Steffany.
And this is the Merakairos Report. Keep creating, keep building, and keep showing up with purpose. And we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.